Okay, hello everyone. Thank you so much for coming to our event today. This is episode 4 of our alumni series. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that we can get started today so that everyone will have a great time while making sure that we are using our time judiciously. All right. So I believe you can see my screen now. We started this series about 3 months ago, I would say. So this is the 4th episode. So it's a monthly series, and the purpose of this series is so that we can highlight the work and also to celebrate our alumni, the people who go through our LinkedIn Elevation program. That way we can get to learn from them. We know, where are you now? What are you doing? Come and teach us something. I think it helps us to maintain community, helps us to stay together, helps us to know the talent that is within our community. Because sometimes, as they say, the thing you are looking for in Sokoto is right there, the way they say.
Your Shokoto.
So you don't even know the talent that you have within because everybody is alone, everybody is doing their own thing, parallel line. But with this series, we're able to highlight people. So we had the very first episode when we started this. We had Coach David, we had Coach Tolu, we had Abdul for the first episode, activating the Scholar Up Alumni Network for Collective Wins. And then we had the second episode, we had Kainde, we had Dr. Vicky, we had Blessing. Here we talked about Align for Elevation, mindset, action, and strategic marketing. We had the third episode, we had my Bironke, we had Professor Roxana, we had Dr. Anna. We talked about balance, learning, family, and purposeful living. And today we have episode 4, which is the final episode of the year. And I'm so excited because these are people that I'm looking forward to learning from their journey, learning how do we become unstoppable, right? I think that's something for all of us to figure out. How do you become unstoppable as a person, despite all the challenges, despite all the issues that life will throw at you, which is part of life. If you're in this life, it's very difficult to go through life unscathed. It's difficult to go through life without disappointment, without hardships, without unexpected occurrences. How do you really pick yourself up through those situations and continue to move forward? So today we will be learning about personal branding, identity, and future-ready leadership. And we have a strong panel who are really talking, who would walk us through all of these areas in the time allotted to them. And I'm so excited to hear from them. So I won't say too much on that. I hope all of us are just ready and excited to learn. That said, let me introduce myself briefly, right? For those of you who may not know me, we always make this event open so that both people from the Scholar Up Network, both people from outside, they can come in and learn a little bit more about us, about what we do, and about why we continue on this journey. So for me, I'm a certified life coach, and you see that reflected in the things I do, because on LinkedIn, mainly, I coach people on personal branding. How do you build your personal brand on LinkedIn? How do you show up and make use of that visibility, right? And then also grad school. I'm a Nigerian. I came to the US to get my PhD. So I help other graduates, aspiring graduate students who want to toe the same path, specifically for US. If you want to come to the US to do master's degree or PhD, I have programs to guide you through that. But my background is in agriculture. And I always share that because it's very important that we understand that the education we get, the background we have, it doesn't necessarily determine where we go with our future. It's all about the passion you have, the decisions you make, and the things that you're willing to learn as a person. So the whole goal of personal development is for you to know that as human beings, you have the opportunity to go the path that you want to go. There is no default anything for your life. Nobody says, oh, because I studied this course or because I got this education, then I can't even contribute my passion or my desires to any other thing, right? So the 21 days LinkedIn Elevation program actually will be graduating cohort 18 next week, Sunday. Can you believe it? Like, we'll be going for 18 months, month to month, back to back. Sometimes when I think about it, it's very surprising for me because all through the period of these 18 months, I was a graduate student to begin with. I graduated, I moved again. Like, a lot has been happening in my own life on the back end. But being able to just keep it going, I'll tell you, some of the things that has helped us to keep this program going has just been the community. It's just been people who go and say, oh, we went through this program, we were treated really well, we learned a lot, and then they will bring other people. It's just been like that we're able to just keep going. And now we've had more than 500 people go through this program in 20 different countries. Like, it blows my mind to see how we can create a virtual family, literally like a virtual family that goes beyond I comment on my post, you comment on your own post, but people who actually come together and say, hey, we want to really see how we can put ourselves out the right way. How do we use our skill, our God-given skill? How do we put it out there? How do we attract the right people? How do we identify these people who need to know the things that we know? Because at the end of the day, what you know may not matter much unless the right people know that you know them. And people will not come and knock on your door in your house when you are sitting down in your house to come and say, hey, Ijoma, can you do this thing for me? Or Ma Therese, please, can you come and do this thing for me? It doesn't happen that way. So the onus is on us to be very intentional about showing up with that skill. And the more you show up with it, it reaches a point that people cannot ignore what you know. Let me not keep going. I'm not talking today. Oh, okay. This is a quick video from our alumni. What have I signed myself up for? I can't have Hey, that is such a beautiful video from our alumni. How do I go to the next slide now? Good. Okay, good. So these are some of our alumni, all the people who have passed through this program. I continue to update this list. There's so many more of them. And I like to keep track of people just to see that people are still showing up. What are they doing now? What are they doing with their life? It's really, really fun to keep up with. Okay, enough about me and Scholar of. We are going to get into our event for today. And the first speaker is Damilola Oguntade. She will tell us which cohort she was in. I can't even remember, but I know Dami was in one of the cohorts. So she's a personal brand coach and leadership strategist who helps professionals and entrepreneurs build authentic, profitable, and influential brands. With a strong background in finance, accounting, and strategy, she equips her clients with clarity, confidence, and visibility, positioning them as trusted experts and enabling them to create opportunities, income, and meaningful impact. With that said, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'm going to hand it over to Dami. I hope she's here. I can see Therese is here, Oluebube is here. Oh, okay, beautiful. Dami, over to you.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Amaka, for this opportunity. I really appreciate the privilege to be on this platform. And welcome everyone. I have just 15 minutes, so I need to get started. So welcome everyone again. My name is Damilola Oguntade, as I've been introduced. So I'll be talking about I've been told to talk about personal branding, identity, and leadership. Becoming unstoppable. Becoming unstoppable. So, what does it mean to be unstoppable? What does it mean to be unstoppable? That's where we're going. So, I wouldn't assume that everybody knows what it means to be unstoppable. What it means to be unstoppable is the state of being so clear about who you are, what you stand for, and where you are going, that obstacles no longer have the power to derail you, no matter the obstacle. I remember the story of Coach Amaka of saying a story about cancer and all that, and how she was able to bounce back. I have a similar story as well. I was told I had a lymphoma cancer then. That was about 10 years or 11 years ago, right? And we fought through it. I had to change everything about my life, my lifestyle, the food, the cream I use, even to my hair. I still have natural hair even till now. So I changed everything just to keep up or make sure that my life wasn't stopped, right? So, becoming unstoppable is just about making sure that no matter what, nothing stops you regardless. She also talked about the fact that she had a lot going on in the back end, whereas the cohorts were still going back to back. So, becoming unstoppable is just about knowing who you are, the solution you are offering. Do you understand what you stand for as a person, where you are going, and making sure that you are so focused that no obstacle is able to stop you no matter what? So, how about personal branding? I'm going to be defining each before I go in. Personal branding is about what people say when you are not there. So it's about the intentional process of defining, expressing your identity, who you are. I always define it as knowing yourself and expressing yourself to the world, right? That is what personal branding is to me. Knowing yourself, what you stand for, the solution you have to the world. That is the problem you want to solve in the world and the solution in your hands to solve it. And you being able to express yourself to the world. Right. So, what are your values as a person? You expressing all of this to the world, and in such a way that it helps you to build trust, credibility, and authority. It helps to attract people and opportunities to what you stand for or what you represent as a person or the problem that you really want to solve for people. Do you understand? So, personal branding is how people experience you when you speak, when you lead, when you show up online, who you are generally. But you now doing it in such a strategic and intentional way that is able to help you to build trust, attract opportunities, credibility, and authority, depending on what you are doing. Do you understand? So, also leadership. What is leadership? I would assume everybody knows that as well. Leadership is the ability to influence direction or influence other people without without you enforcing yourself on them. And how do you influence people in that way? Is by showcasing who you are and you leading the way before even telling them what you do. They can know, they can tell who you are and what you stand for, and they've been able to believe in what you stand for and follow you without any pressure. That is what I believe is leadership. And what is now identity? Identity is one of the major things that is so important to take out from today, because if you have identity, if you don't have identity, your personal brand is going to be distorted. If you don't know your identity, your leadership is also going to be distorted. So it's so important. So what is identity? Identity is the deep inner understanding of who you are, what you stand for, the solution you have to offer the world, how you see yourself, your values, what's your values, your gifts, your talents, knowing who you are generally, and the solution that is in your hands. So that is what identity is about. And it is the internal compass that shapes your beliefs, your decisions. It helps you to build confidence almost automatically. Once you're able to know who you are and what you stand for as a person, your confidence just boosts automatically. Do you understand? So when identity is clear, direction becomes easier, leadership becomes stronger, and influence becomes way easier and very, very, very authentic. So that being said, that is the foundation. So now going into and putting everything together to becoming unstoppable. How do you become unstoppable with your personal brand or with your identity? As I said, your identity is the foundation to your personal brand, foundation to your leadership as well, and you becoming unstoppable. So if you're able to know who you are and where you are going to, then everything in between just works out. Really, that is really how it works. Just like I told you my story of having cancer, there's also my experience of having fibroid, bleeding, and they telling me they're going to remove my womb. Like after just one child, are you even serious? You want to remove my womb to do what? And I had to fight for my life for the second time again to ensure that things go on, to ensure that my impact does not stop regardless. What I focus on, what I stand for, the purpose I'm running after, it doesn't stop regardless of anything whatsoever. So to be an unstoppable leader, it starts with your identity. Although when we talk about personal brand, a lot of people think that okay, it's just all about the colors, all about the pictures, all that is there. But without the back end or without the foundation, that is why you see a lot of distorted personal brands out there. When you see them online, what you see online is not what you get when you meet them in person most of the time. Or you see someone talk about one thing today, another thing tomorrow. You see that this brand doesn't even know what they are doing. It's always very obvious when you meet an unauthentic brand or a brand that is not a person that doesn't know who they are, because you find out that they begin to copy from here, from there, from there, from there, and they just get confused at the end of the day. So most people think personal branding is about being seen, all of the colors and all of that. But no, the back end or the foundation of any personal brand is your identity. Your brand is not just your logo, it's part of it, but it's not all of it. It is not just your content. It is not just the followership. It is your conviction, your inner conviction of who you are, what you stand for, and the solution you have to offer, and who the people you have to offer it to. If you're not clear about these things, your personal brand will be distorted no matter what, and you will be confused as time goes on, because especially on LinkedIn, you see someone and a lot of people do different things, and you'll be at times you will be distracted to follow the crowd if you don't know what to stand for or the solution you really want to offer or who you want to offer it to. So when identity is unclear, your leadership also becomes very inconsistent. When identity is solid, confidence becomes very natural. decisions become faster, and influence becomes way easier and stronger. You see, Dr. Amaka today, you will know this is someone that knows who she is and what she wants, and the structures she puts in place. All Everything works together to drive what she stands for, to drive the purpose, to drive our vision. But if you don't know who you are, everything will be distorted. So if you don't define who you are, the truth is, the world will assign you an identity that you will struggle to live up to. And we see this a lot in other celebrities. You see them trying to live up to the expectations of the world because a lot of them are even confused about who they are. Forget the fact that they are celebrities. A lot of them are confused about their identity. And it is so real. So it is very important for you to know who you are so that the world will not give you a label that you now start running every day to live up to it. Right. So being unstoppable, a lot of leaders are stuck. And what stops them from becoming unstoppable is because they are confused about their identity. They are trying to copy other people, just like I explained now. There's brand misalignment. There's no alignment between who they are, what they stand for, and the solution that is that they are giving to the world. A lot of them are just chasing clouds. A lot of them are following the crowd. There is no alignment about their story, what they stand for, and all of these things are so important. Your vision, your purpose, your values, your identity, everything is meant to be aligned together. Your purpose, your vision should come out of your purpose because it's just like a fraction of it. Your identity is the main thing, is the most important. It is what defines your purpose.
Right.
So leadership, one of the things that also affects them is waiting for permission. If you know yourself, you are focused and you know what you want to do in the world or the solution you want to offer to people or how the impact you want to have in the world, what you want to be remembered for, what you want to do. You don't need permission from anybody. Stop waiting for permission. To become unstoppable, you have to leave aside, what will people say?
You have
You
one
have to
mind.
leave aside thinking about failing. Failure is part of the package.
Right.
You might not hear that all the time, but that is the truth. Failure is part of the package if you want to be unstoppable. If not, failure will stop you. Failure is part of the package. You cannot become unstoppable without failing at some point or at many points. But it's because you are unstoppable. That is the exact thing that will make you, that would stand you out and make you a success at the end of the day. So you cannot lead boldly when you are still negotiating your words internally. If you are able to settle the internal, the external will flow very, very easily. So when we talk about personal branding, and leadership as a tool, leadership as a tool, the people are asking you, can they trust you? Do you have integrity as a value? Do you understand the problem of the people you are helping to solve? As in, do you even understand their problem? How do you want to solve it? Can you solve it? They're asking you, can you solve my problem for me? Or you say you can solve it. Can you really solve it? So that is where your content and all of this tell them that, okay, you can trust me. Yes, I can solve your problem. They are also asking you, can you lead me somewhere better? Can you take me from where I am to where I really want to be? That is the promise that your solution must give to them. So your brand is your leadership reputation.
Right.
working for you even when you are silent.
Mm.
That is your brand.
That makes
So
time. Right.
as I wrap up right away,
Mm-hmm.
there are just three things I want to round up with, which is your identity, your purpose alignment,
Mm-hmm.
which I said your vision is like a fraction of it, and your authority as a leader. Know who you are
Mm-hmm.
before you decide what you do. Clarify your values, your strengths, your gifts, your mission, your passion, your experiences, your stories, your convictions before you go further into doing any other thing. Identity is your anchor that keeps leaders grounded even under pressure. So
Right.
your alignment will be showcased in your messages, your
Mm.
content, your pictures, your colors. All of these things would showcase your and your authority. Showcasing authority is not arrogance. A lot of people I've worked with a lot of clients that believe that when they showcase their authority in terms of their brand, they
That means
are being arrogant. No,
we have two
it
more
is you.
speakers, Dami. You have to wrap
Yeah,
up.
it is you telling the world. Yes, I'll be done now. It
Okay.
is you telling the world who you are, the solution you have to offer, and how you can help them. So stop asking who will listen to me. Start asking who needs the clarity or the solution that you have to offer. You don't become unstoppable by doing more, you become unstoppable by becoming more of who you truly are, your authentic self. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I hope you've been able to take one or two things from this session. Thank you so much, Dr. Amaka, for this great opportunity.
Thank you so much. Can we give some emojis, please? That was wonderful. I was literally typing out some of the things you were saying because you had lots and lots of nuggets there. Thank you so much. I like how you said failure is part of the package. That's something that all of us need to sink into our mind, right? As much as we don't like failing, if you really want to be unstoppable, then you have to understand that failure is part of the package. And then decide who you are before you decide what you want to do. I really liked that one too, so I wrote it down. Thank you so much, Dami. Thank you. It's which cohort were you? I was curious to ask. Which cohort were you?
I actually can't remember.
Okay, you've been around for a while. All right, I'm going to move forward to our next speaker because I want us to be very, very intentional with our time. I know everybody has so much to say and we can go on and on and on, but it's Sunday. I know it's evening for some people. For me, I just came back from church. It's 11:30 in the morning. So I'm going to jump right in. We have Oluebube Nwajiaku. She's a PhD researcher in the Department of Chemistry at King's College London, developing next generation anti-cancer peptides for targeted therapy. You should be talking to Chinasa. That's Chinasa's language, right? She's doing her PhD in cancer here in the US. An associate fellow of Higher Education Academy, she is passionate about science communication and leadership. She convenes Think Science, Think Solution, and leads the Executors Hub, supporting young scientists and emerging professionals. With that said, let's hand it over to our second speaker, who is someone that is very, very special to me. Oluebube, over to you. Thank you for coming. Let's hear from you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Amaka. Hello, everyone. Can I confirm that I'm clear? You can hear me.
I hear you, but it's not very clear from my own end. It's
Yeah.
fuzzy. I
What
don't
is
know if it's me.
happening?
Yeah.
Okay, can someone else confirm how it is from your end? So, because it's important that people are hearing me. Our audience, please, can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, just go ahead.
You
Go
can
ahead. I
hear
think
me.
it's your mic. Something about the mic is not clear. Yeah, something about your mic
Okay.
is so maybe you should probably turn off the mic and just project your voice. Maybe that would help.
Maybe let me explain. I'm just using my voice. So
Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead.
like
Let's
that.
try.
Right. So thank you again, Dr. Amaka. You are special to me. Thank you. I don't know where you get the people from. Sometimes I wonder how is she? You know, sometimes when I want to be tired, I remember see Dr. Amaka. I'll just jump back. So I'm excited to be here. Yes, I'm a PhD researcher in the Department of Chemistry at King's College London, and I'm doing a cancer research. I'm sure some might be wondering, okay, from chemistry to cancer research, the story is very long. I don't know whether 15 minutes is going to be enough for me to say everything I want to say. So I'm here to talk to on being a leader, from a student to a leader. My journey started in Nigeria. I did my BSc in Imo State University. I did my MSc at the University of Illinois, all in the Department of Chemistry. But you know how you just want more for yourself. You just feel like, okay, I need to get, better education. I need to upgrade. You just want better. So, I mean, I know most of us are still in Africa and you're probably deserving something better for yourself. I was
Oluebube,
there.
we cannot, Oluebube, we can't hear you. It's all muddled up. I'm looking at the chat. I can't hear you. Everybody can't hear you. Like your voice is, I don't know, it's something with your mic, I think.
Okay.
I don't know how
Let
to
me.
explain the sound, but I can't make out what you're saying. So I was thinking it's just me, but now I'm looking at Rosemary saying it's not clear. My Biranke says it's not clear. Tolu says not clear. Ibukun not clear. Materi is not clear. John not clear. Everybody is not hearing me. So I'm not sure what the issue is.
Maybe she should leave and rejoin again.
Right. Maybe let's do that.
So how is it? How is it now? How is it
Yeah,
now?
it's better.
It's better now. Yeah, well, whatever you did worked. It's better now.
I don't even know what I did. I just went to audio settings and clicked on one thing like that.
You
Is
did
it
something right
better now?
then. All right, let's go. Yeah, you have like 10 minutes to
Okay.
finish. Yeah.
So what did you hear? What did you not
Nothing.
hear?
I didn't hear anything
Hey,
personally.
Ebamio.
Yeah, so
Okay,
kind
so
of says nothing. Yeah.
I'll go back. So long as you can hear me now, I'm happy
Yeah,
to go back.
we hear you now. Yes,
Yeah,
we
so
hear you now. Thank you all for
I'm
being
a
so
PhD
patient.
professor.
Yeah.
I'm Ebube, like Dr. Amaka introduced me.
Better, yeah.
I'm currently in my final year of my PhD research in the Department of Chemistry at King's College London. And one interesting thing about my research is that it's fully funded for the 4 years. I remember when I was back in Nigeria, like 4 years ago, I was still thinking like, okay, I need to do my PhD. I need to, further. You know how you've been in Nigeria all your life. You did your BSc. My BSc was actually at Imo State University, Owerri. Did industrial chemistry. My master's was at the University of Illinois, also chemistry. Then you know how you just feel like, okay, I need to just after seeing hell in the Nigerian universities, you feel like, okay, you need something better, but then the money was a problem. Actually, then I was dreaming, I had my US dream. I was dreaming of going to the USA to do my PhD. But yes, they were like, you have to write one exam, you have to do this, you have to do that. I'm like, I don't even have money. So that's why I started looking at UK schools. And before I knew it, I got my fully funded PhD to study at King's College London. So why I'm saying this is to tell someone that whatever it is that you desire, okay, it is out there. Don't give up. Though if you're really, really hungry, if you really, really desire, this is what I want for my life, this is what I need for my future, you know where you're going. I mean, if you are in the sciences, there are lots and lots of opportunities out there. Don't even let anybody tell you that it has finished. It can never finish. Every year, every day, scholarship opportunities, research opportunities are rolling out. And the good thing is that, I don't know how people think that I hope those people are not here, that school is calm. They say, okay, why do you have to go to school? Why do you have to do this? Actually, school is actually a smart way of, fulfilling your purpose, of becoming rich, of just doing everything that you always wanted to do, of even getting your settled status in the country of your choice. All right, so that I'm a living testimony. My life is, I'm not struggling. I don't have to do kind of jobs I don't have to do. Now my story, okay, I really want to tell my story just so you can relate with me. When I finished my master's, while I was waiting to start a PhD, I knew that my PhD has to be fully funded or I'm not doing. So while waiting, I moved to Kaduna. I was teaching. If I show you the picture of the school where I was teaching chemistry, you will laugh at me. You know those kind of schools, you know those kind of villages in Kaduna, inside the villages, that the school, they don't have any lab, they don't have anything. So when I went there, they had to start teaching them that you have to use a lab coat, you have to, get some materials. So that was where I was teaching. That was the last place I taught chemistry. And while I was there, I got my PhD funding, and then I moved from Kaduna straight to London. And today I am teaching in King's College. So sometimes I try to compare it. It's just funny. I'll just laugh. I'll be like, okay, this is actually so anywhere you are, you can be anything that you want to be, all right? If you don't give up, if you work towards it, if you just do what you have to do. Of course, I'm not going to tell you that it will be easy. It's not easy. Those years of application, it's like the night, sleepless nights, the everything that happened. It is not easy, but it is worth it. Look at me now. I'm smiling. I'm just, enjoying my life. All right. So now, when I came, like I said, I'm telling stories. When I moved to London, of course, it was my first time of even traveling, leaving Nigeria. I got there having gone through Nigerian universities. I've really we are strong. We can adapt anywhere. And let me not forget, before I even got to London, I was applying to different, apart from the USA, I was applying to China, I was applying, what I just needed fully funded scholarship to study, to do my research. I had this idea of doing a cancer research. Okay, I was ready to do it anywhere that they would give me fully funded scholarship. Some schools were giving me, okay, partial, you know how their partial scholarship, you still have to pay thousands of dollars, or I'm like, I don't want anything partial. I want, if it's not fully funded, I'm not doing. So I was ready to go to China. I was ready to go to anywhere. But it happened that where I got the one that was fully funded was King's College. So now that's to also say that you have to be adaptable. You have to be willing to adapt. You cannot maybe just box yourself in one place that, okay, this is what it must be, this one, it must be this city, it must be this country, and then you're applying for years and it's not coming, you're still there. I don't know. Sometimes you need to be flexible about these things. Yeah, like me now, I didn't study baby biochemistry. I studied industrial chemistry for my undergraduate. I studied chemistry for my master's, and today I'm doing a medical research because I was open. I was open that this is what I want to do. And then I was looking out for the opportunities. And then this is actually because, of course, I'm not going to say go for the ones that have more funding, but follow your heart. Do what you really want to do. Don't stop yourself. Don't think that, okay, because I didn't have this, then I'm not going to get it. No, just apply, and then you will get it. Okay, so then when I moved, now I'm talking about leadership now, from student to leader, right? When you get to wherever maybe whatever country you're desiring to go to, don't go there and just go there to be a normal student, and just go there for the certificate and then that's it. No. And now you don't have to wait till you graduate before you start manifesting. As soon as I landed London, you know how they were bombarding us with emails that of course I was doing my research, but I was also active. I joined communities in my department. I did outreaches. Now, if it got to a point where if there are opportunities for outreach, they won't even advertise it. They'll just send me emails. I've gotten grants to do that. Dr. Amaka says something that I convene the Think Science, Think Solution outreach. I convene it both here in London and back in Nigeria. I've gotten grants that I had to travel to Nigeria to reach out to secondary schools in Nigeria, because what I noticed, but when I came, sometimes they will send it, nobody is responding. People are being, very cool, calm and collected. They're just minding their business. And I'm like, I even tell some of my classmates, okay, let's do. They'll be like, oh, they don't have time. I will go. They will send me to one school. They will send me to another. So when I was doing all those things, my lecturers, the course advisor, people, they were noticing. And I didn't even know I was just doing my thing because I have energy. I like to do things. I was doing it. Now it's paying off. From there, last year I got my associate fellowship award. I don't really want to be bragging or something like that. But what I'm saying is, you know what you want. What you want, you can get it. Okay, you have to put in the hard work. You have to volunteer. From student to a leader, you have to serve. You have to expend energy. You have to work hard. I know that, yes, I'm going to graduate very soon. I'm going to graduate next year, but I've already spread my wings. Even if I decide to leave London, be UK next year and go to Canada, I know I will do well. The principles are the same, that if you apply it to anywhere, you will get the same results. Now, the question is, are you willing to apply? Are you willing to, move out of your comfort zone? Life has taught us, we are all adults. There's been a time when you wanted something and then it didn't come, right? We see this now in the lab every time. Sometimes you have your protocol, you have your methodology, you want to do an experiment, you start, and then you don't get the results. You don't stay there, you don't wait there, you don't be wishing that, okay, you change your method. That's adaptability. If you want to be a leader in STEM, not even STEM, anywhere, you have to learn how to adapt. You have to know what you want. You have to work towards it. You have to work for it, and then you have to change. You have to change. Don't box yourself. Flexibility is actually very, very necessary. Flexibility. You have to be very flexible, all right? Because opportunities are there. Sometimes what you are thinking that, okay, you don't qualify for, someone that you are far, far, far better off than will go and apply for it, and they will get it. And you are there, you are wishing. Sometimes it could also be imposter syndrome. You're thinking, what will people say? Or let them tell you no first. And again, let me even say that when I was applying, I was going for the best schools. Even though I was in Nigeria, I did my BSc IMSU that some people were calling glorified secondary school. In fact, my master's, funny enough, the master's degree I didn't even use it for my PhD. I didn't eventually use it because when I was applying, they told me that, okay, I need my master. I was doing my master when I was applying for my PhD. They were telling me that I told them I will reply that, hey, my master's is not radio. I was applying to everywhere. So what am I saying? Don't stop yourself. I think Damilola, thank you for what the speech. There was a comment you made. I think you were trying to say something like, don't let people shut you down. I don't know if that was what you're trying to say. Yeah, but that is also because what I've interacted with people, sometimes I'm even telling some people, oh yeah, go and apply. They are telling me that they will not get it. If you are thinking that you will not get it, then you will not get it, Noni. Okay? Don't box yourself. Don't stop yourself. Don't let people stop you. Don't let people, if you find yourself anywhere, in any room, anywhere you find yourself. Now, that is why programs like this are very important, because you hear people share their stories. And, when you've heard me share my own story now, maybe you are in that situation, maybe you are in one school in Nigeria and you are thinking that, okay, when will it be possible for me to get funded? Maybe will it be possible for me to do my master's or my PhD? Yes, it is possible. But Amaka has told you guys how she finished her PhD on scholarship. Me, I'm doing my own. Fully funded. I don't like to say how much they are paying me. Imagine I don't even know what my school fees is. I don't know how much my school fees is. What I know is that every month they are paying me money for study. The certificate that will be my name. And they are buying all my chemicals. You know how when you were doing, oh my God, I suffered in Nigeria. If you are suffering, don't worry, there is hope for you. You know how you are doing research, you'll be buying chemical, buying everything. Your money will finish on top of one research that you are doing that you don't even have facilities for. It's not my story anymore. Everything you need.
You need to wrap up.
If you are in the sciences, guys, this is real. It is possible. It is possible, all right? And again, you don't also think that, I don't have to, I don't know. Honestly, I really don't like to force people to do something that they don't want to do. Like I said, you have to be hungry. If you think that, okay, I need this, you've thought about your future, right? Remember, we're doing this for our future. You've thought about yourself. Where do you want to be in the next 10 years? Where do you want to be in the next 20 years? The truth is that there are some offices that you can't enter if you don't have some certificates. That's the truth. There are some levels you can't get to. Maybe you are working and they're trying to promote. That's why they will say, okay, they need somebody with a PhD, they need somebody with this, they need the game has changed. Initially, when you just need to graduate with your BSc and jobs are waiting for you. It's not like that anymore. Graduates are everywhere. Like everybody's a graduate now. Everybody, look around you. Everybody, look at the NYC. People just came out for NYC. Graduates are coming every day. People are graduates. So what is going to distribute from them?
Time.
What is going to distribute? I don't know how many minutes I have. I'm not even looking at my
You have 1 more minute. 1 minute.
1 minute. I've not even started. Okay, but let me conclude. All right. The Bible said, "Let your light shine before all men, that they will see your good work and glorify your Father in heaven." So you have to what do you need for your light to shine? And it doesn't say let your light shine in your village. Say you are the light of the world. You are the light of the world. A city set upon a hill cannot be hid. So if you now settle to be the light in your village, so be it. But the world is a global village. Like, so many things are happening. You don't want to be left out. Like my friend would say, go big or go home. All right. You have to, up your game. You have to. And I pray that you have the strength to do all you should, because sometimes we know what we should do, but maybe we're being lazy to do it. All right. Thank you so much. I hope I kept your time. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Can we give some reactions? Like, I like the energy. This is my sister, right? My Igbo sister. You can hear the Igbo vibe. There's that energy that comes with when you've been through it all. You get to a point where you know that nothing can stop you. And that's the whole point of things like this, that you need to listen to other people's stories so that you realize that whatever you're going through as a person is not isolated. There's hardly any isolated experience. As much as human beings, we like to think that, oh, I'm going through hardship and it's only me in the world that is going through hardship. Then you hear from 10, 20, 50 other people and you realize that it's time to pick up your mat and be doing the work. Or you need to be hungry, right? And I like what you said about education. Education, I see it as a leveler. Your education, I tell people all the time, knowing where I come from, knowing the struggles, my education is literally my salvation. That's the only way I can do the things I do. Economic status, well, all of those things was not possible. So, and I think Oluebube also said something important. There are graduates everywhere now, right? So that means if you've gotten your PhD, you should be thinking about the next level. What do I do with it? What's next? And things like that. Thank you so much. I know that every of our speaker can keep going on and on. There are lessons upon lessons that we continue to share, but the show must go on, right? We have our last speaker. They say save the best for the last, or well, last but not the least. Anyhow you want to see it, but the last speaker is someone that I have tremendous respect for. Like, literally, I come on LinkedIn every day. There are very few people that I look forward to reading their posts. Honestly, if I'm being very honest with you, there are few posts that I look forward to reading because I know I'm going to learn something from it. She's someone that I've sat with one-on-one and just walk me through all this leadership thing, because as much as we have our energy as people, when you hear people like Oluebube, you can hear the energy. You hear Dami, you hear the energy. When you hear me, you know I'm also a high energy person. But there is strategy to these things, right? There are frameworks to these things. There is a way to do these things so that you don't burn out with your passion. And Therese is one person that just lays it out. She doesn't go chasing clouds. She doesn't want to write anything viral. You will not see her doing any of that, but she will lay out the principles of leadership that if you really want to be sustainable in this leadership thing, there is a way to go about it. So Maria Therese Phido is a business growth strategist with 25 plus years experience in sales, marketing, strategy, and corporate communication. She's a former senior leader at KPMG and Deloitte. She now leads Elevator and founded Polar and Boundless. Through the Leadercraft Lab, I think this is the new thing that I know. I know when the whole Leadercraft Lab started, and I'm happy to be a part of this, the vetting of this lab. She coaches executives to elevate leadership performance and career impact. And today, she'll be talking to us about leadership. Like, let's really understand this leadership thing from a point of view of actually understanding the framework. With that said, thank you so much, Ma, for honoring our invitation. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for being here. We are honored to have you in our midst, and I'm going to hand it over to you to have the final keynotes of the day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Amaka. Glad to be here. Dr. Amaka said I should talk about the future-ready leader. And I'd like to say, Oluebube, your talk was extremely insightful. And Dami, excellent presentation. But without leadership, without leading yourself, there's something called self-leadership, you won't succeed in everything that you do. With all the things we've talked about today, without self-leadership, we're not going to succeed. I've prepared some slides because it's a bit of a topic, so that we can follow. So that I just want to have some structure around it. Can everybody see my slide? Can we see my slide?
Yes, I see it, ma'am. We see it.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so I'm talking about future leadership. That's what we're talking about. And I'm going to try not to waste your time because I don't like wasting people's time. I'll try to be as concise as possible. So we're living in a different era today. There's speed without certainty. We have visibility without protection. I mean, Oluebube, I'm sure you're very visible where you are right now, and there's no protection. And there's opportunity without stability. In the world we are in today, there's so much opportunity, but yet it's so unstable. AI, so many things destabilizing us. We are operating in conditions most leadership models were never designed for. Decisions are faster, consequences are public, and stability is no longer guaranteed. The challenges leaders face today is not a lack of intelligence or ambition. We all have intelligence and ambition. It is misalignment because we were trained to lead and the environment we are today is very different, extremely different. So many capable leaders are struggling because we are developed for execution. Get it done, do it, we do it. We operate in uncertainty. We are assessed inconsistently. Every person that leads is not assessed in the same way. Traditional leaders assume clear goals, fair systems, and predictable progress. So if you go to an organization or you work in any structure, you expect that things are fair, that the system is fair. But modern environments are ambiguous. In today's environment, it's extremely ambiguous. You enter organizations now, they are flat organizations. You enter organizations now, everybody's, like for example, the last operation that Dr. Amaka did, it was everybody was a volunteer. So it's flat, it's ambiguous. So when leaders try to apply old rules to new systems, performance alone will no longer get you where you are going to. It's not that I can do my work well. Modern systems are political and fast moving. There are so many things that is making us, that will make us be assessed inconsistently. So there's a critical distinction between performance and leadership capacity. Performance, as we know, is we deliver the outputs, we solve defined problems, we meet the required objectives. But leadership, when we talk about real leadership capacity, we're looking at complexity. Leadership is complex. We're looking about influencing outcomes. Damilola talked about influence. We're looking about influencing outcomes. Then we're looking about sustaining credibility over time. You have to sustain your credibility as a leader. If you cannot sustain your credibility as a leader, you won't succeed. Performance gets you noticed. Leadership capacity determines how long you will go and how far you will go. If you don't have leadership capacity, you will be truncated. You will not go far. Many talented people plateau. They stop at a point. Not because they lack skills. You know, we always think it's about skills. It is not about skills. But many of us lack what we call contextual intelligence. Please note that down. Contextual intelligence. Looking at your environment and applying what we call contextual intelligence to it. So what makes you future ready? So because the topic today is being a future ready leader. Future ready leadership is a capability set. It is about thinking clearly under pressure, being aware of the system, every environment you are in, be it a church, be it a volunteer setting, be it a team, there is a system. You need to be aware of it. And it is about applying adaptive judgment. Future-ready leadership is not confidence. We're not talking about confidence because many people think, oh, leadership is about confidence, is about charisma, is about hustle. No. It is the ability to stay effective when conditions are unclear and the stakes are high. In today's environment, the stakes are always high. The stakes are always high and the conditions are always unclear. Many of us would have done like someone like me, I've worked for many years, I would have done a lot better than I've done today if I had known that conditions are not clear. A lot of us thought, oh, just do your work and you get by. Just do the things that you need to do. No, if you want to succeed and go far, it's not like that anymore. So what are these things that we need to note to be future ready? The first one is that we need to be aware of patterns, pattern awareness, recognizing repeating dynamics. What does that mean? Where do you always have conflict? Where do you always have predictable reactions that are not positive? And where do you always have consistent outcomes? Some may be positive, some may be negative. But we need to recognize this pattern awareness. Some are positive, some are negative. So we focus on the positive and we try to do away with the negative. So future-ready leaders must recognize patterns in themselves, in their teams, and in the systems. If you can name a pattern, so some patterns are, I lack emotional intelligence. Some patterns are, I don't trust I micromanage. Some patterns are, I'm not confident. If you can name a pattern, you can interrupt it. So what that means is that if you can name a pattern that you have that is affecting your leadership, you can stop it. If you can't, you will keep on repeating it. And often, these patterns are unconscious. You will repeat them unconsciously because you don't know. The next thing that will make you future ready is ability to make decisions, quality decisions under pressure. Pressure changes how we decide. When you're under pressure, you make a lot of decisions. And many of us that are in high positions, emerging leaders, or in racialized environments, those of us that are abroad, those of us that are moving into big positions, you have to be careful because pressure alters your judgment, which is why you start rushing, you start explaining too much, you avoid, you escalate. Under pressure, people don't become smarter, they become faster versions of their defaults. You become a faster version of your defaults. Future-ready leaders must slow down mentally, even when speed is required. This helps you adjust your judgment and your credibility, which will enhance your trust. The next thing we should also know about being a future-ready leader is we need to be aware of power and influence. Many of us don't understand power. Power is where many of us get it wrong. All systems contain power, every system. We need to know where the decision of authority is, who has informal influence, and who has protective alliance, where we can get protective alliance. Future power exists in every system, whether it's a startup, whether it's a corporate, and whether it's a community. Like our LinkedIn now, if you go to our LinkedIn environment, for example, we know the people that have power. Blossom, Dr. Amaka, who are all those people? All those people that get 1,000 before they post. Everybody, that's a power system. That's a power system. Because in LinkedIn, the more people that align with you gives you power. So all systems have power. Ignoring power does not make leadership ethical. It makes leadership ineffective. You say, oh, I'm just here to do my work, or I'm just on LinkedIn, I don't want to know the people that have power. Then you won't succeed. Future-ready leaders understand how influence actually works and how it should work. The next one is emotional discipline. Emotions function as signals. They give you behavioral cues, they give you reputational impact, and they create transformation. In leadership, emotions don't stay private. They are signals. Future-ready leaders do not suppress emotion. They manage its impact so it does not undermine their authority. And the last one is strategic visibility. Strategic visibility carries risk. It's a risk in any leadership strata, where you are seen, how your contribution is framed, and who provides context. Visibility without strategy is a risk. If you are very good and you have a boss that is not good and you are very visible, is a risk. So visibility without strategy is a risk. So future-ready leaders are intentional about when they step forward, where they invest attention, and how their contribution is understood. So I want you to recall a situation where you had high effort, your capability was clear, yet your outcome was misaligned. Think about it. You did so well. You did well. Your contribution was clear, but nobody appreciated it. The result for you would have been disappointing, misunderstood, or costly. That gap between effort and outcome is not failure. It's usually a leadership readiness gap. So many people will think, oh, I've done so much, I've done well, everybody will recognize me. And then you find out that you are not being recognized. That is because you did not look at all of these 5 points I've talked about. Influence, understanding the power strata, knowing where to be visible and not where to be visible. You need to understand all of these things to succeed. So why does this matter? It matters because we can be very talented, but talented without readiness will make you vulnerable. It will burn you out. It will erode your reputation. It will give you opportunity loss. A lot of people have lost opportunities because they did not read the room well. And it will create premature exits. A lot of people have had to resign from either communities, organizations, because they were shining too much and people were threatened. So you need to understand, not every system is going to be fair. So it's not only, so when we're talking about leader of tomorrow, it's not about leading people or influencing people. It's about how do you lead that you are effective, you lead in a way that it pays you and it pays the people that you are leading. That's what we're talking about. So the future does not punish lack of intelligence. It punishes lack of preparedness. Leadership maturity now matters early. So it's not, oh, it is until I become a director or senior manager or manager that I need to understand how to lead. In every step of your life now, you need to understand that there are nuances of leadership. Even if you are at the lowest rung, you need to understand that followership, following people is a form of leadership. When you are following your leader and you are following your leader well, that's leadership. Because some people can follow and it's a problem. So finally, you need to ask yourself the question, am I responding to the environment or operating effectively within it? How are you responding to the environment and how are you responding to it? So we need to know that in today's world, leading is not the same thing like it was before. It has changed. Irrespective of your level, of who you are, you have a responsibility to lead yourself and the people you are leading effectively and read the room so that you will succeed, so that you will not be truncate, your career and your life will not truncate. Thank you. I hope I didn't waste too much time.
Who did not want it to end? You know, it's like, I'm just like, please keep going. Don't stop.
My friend, that's my friend.
My Biranke. Who didn't want it to end? Is it just me? Tell me in the chat. Who just felt like, please let her keep going. Like I need to learn more. Oh, Esther is saying me. Florence is saying, Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you very, very much. Indeed, I think this was like a very good structure to our event because some of us are there. Yes, we have all the passion, we have all the energy, but some of these nuances and some of these things that you are teaching is things that, you have to calm down and learn it. Otherwise, you probably make big mistakes that would, you have the premature exit, you do so many things. I want to tell you, if you want to learn how to lead, better make sure you're following Therese or read her post. Go, she does a diagnostic something. I went to one of her sessions and it's still in my head. I know I still need to continue that session. Because honestly, unless you are patient enough to learn the things you need to learn when you need to learn them, it may just shoot you in the leg when you least expect. It may be that time where, like she said, visibility without protection. You're just doing, and you feel like, why is it that nobody recognizes what I'm doing? You may just not know how to lead. And then I think you said something that also struck me that is going to stay with me. I was trying to type as you're talking because it's my way of remembering the things that you said. You said followership is a type of leadership, knowing how to follow, right? Knowing how to comport yourself when you have a boss, when you have a manager, or when you are just in a place, just knowing that your place, it's a way that helps you to move your leadership forward. Thank you so much. That was a very, very great session. And I'm so happy that these sessions are recorded. Usually what I do is after the thing uploads, I'm going to upload it to YouTube and then I'll send it to all the people that registered. That way you can have it. You can go back and listen again, go back and see some of these principles that she highlighted because the world is changing fast. It's really, really changing fast. And if you don't know how to lead yourself, if you don't know how to adapt, of course, you would find yourself in high pressure situations and you are not able to think clearly and you make a mistake that can just truncate your entire future. There's a lot of thank yous in the chat. I can't even read. So I got so many people saying, time well spent. Thank you, Ma. This was very elaborate and inspiring. Someone said this was very insightful. So thank you so much. I'm going to make a couple of announcements and let us go. I know we are just like 10 minutes past the time, but I know it was totally, totally worth it. Come next year, January, right around this time, you would also see our announcements. You'll be learning from 3 other members of our community, right? We're going to come up with another powerful session that we would have, right? So let me just make a couple of announcements quickly so I don't delay us. Now, our LinkedIn Elevation program, we're wrapping up cohort 18 on Sunday. So you are invited, especially invited to graduation. We're going to have a session on LinkedIn, quick session. Come and see some of our graduates, some of their testimonials, and learn a little bit about this visibility thing, right? Because at the end of the day, visibility, when you know how to be strategically visible, it leads to influence. There's no gainsaying that, especially at this age and time. If you don't know how to position yourself so that the right people know the things you know, you may just be working so hard and then nobody notices, and nobody wants that. So that's our program. Is just $25 or $25,000 for those in Nigeria. If you want to sign up for cohort 19, the link will be in the chat, or you can reach out to me and you'll be a part of that. And of course, we have other tiers to our program that you can sign up for one-on-one coaching for your personal brand, setting up your business and putting all of that out. This is something I'm very excited about and I'm going to share with us before going. This is my last slide. So we are introducing a new program, right? You may have seen me talking about Scholar of AI and Tech Academy. It's because the world is changing fast and AI is the new language of opportunity. If you are a young professional and you've not started putting in your mind to say, how do I learn this technology? How do I make use of it in my workflow? Honestly, AI will not replace you, but someone who understands it, sooner or later, they will replace you. Because you may spend 2 hours doing something and somebody who knows how to automate will do it in 5 minutes. So what it means is that all the time, their output would far outweigh your own. So it will just be like walking like an elephant and you're eating like an ant. It's like working super hard, but you're not working smart. So we have our program. I'm putting it together. It's going to be a 6 weeks program. Keep an eye out. Follow our page, our LinkedIn page. I created it, I think, on Monday. Now we have like 100 followers. So that's growth. See me, I like to celebrate every step of the way. So make sure you are following us. We'll keep putting out the posts. We'll keep telling you about the program. But the focus of this program would be for you to see how do you integrate AI into your personal brand, your visuals, your copy, your content. How do you make videos with it? But most importantly, for your career, for your business, how do you automate repetitive work? Especially with people like me that has no technology background, no coding. I'm not an engineer. I don't come from all of that background, but there are now ways where you can actually use this resource as though you are a data scientist and things like that, right? Then another important aspect that will be a part of this 6 weeks bootcamp would be, how do you now turn the skills you're learning into paid services on LinkedIn, on Upwork, and beyond? How do you do it? It's very important. Everybody is showing up online to build a personal brand. I tell people, if the purpose of building a brand is for people to comment, I couldn't do it. Oh, I don't know about you. But I cannot show up every day, wake up in the morning or late at night, I'm posting, and then the goal is so that 100 people or 200 people would comment, and I'm feeling fly. People are commenting. For me, it's an exercise in futility. There has to be a way to monetize what you're doing. It has to be reflective of a future that you're building for yourself. And a big part of this program would be how you can actually build real projects, how you can come up with a portfolio, because that's important. We're now at a time where when you are entering for a job interview, they don't just want to see your resume, they want to see a link to your portfolio. People want to click and see what are some of the things you've done, what are some of the projects you've been a part of. So this will be like, this is like my brainchild that I've been working on this period, and I'm so excited about it, and I hope you are too. Just keep an eye out. You will see the announcements for when enrollment starts, and then you hear more about this program. So that's all for me. Thank you all so much for sticking with us. Thank you for coming. It makes me super happy to be able to have a community that has continuity. For me, that's very important. Beyond just come and do LinkedIn elevation and then you disappear. I want us to kind of stay together. Let us have ways to continue to learn from each other. Imagine all the value that was shared today from Damilola, from Oluebube, from Therese. No one of us have all of that knowledge. That's something that I know, that not one person here has all that knowledge, all of those stories. But the fact that we can sit together in a room for a time and just listen to each other and just learn from each other. So I'm going to look at the chat. If you have a quick question, I'm just going to give like 2 minutes for question. If there's a question that you have or something that you want to ask, please, now is a good time to do it. Sorry, I didn't make the announcement earlier. My Bironke says, thank you so much. The alumni series is a brilliant initiative. Aren't you so kind? Thank you, Ma. I appreciate that. All right. If you have any question, maybe for Ma Therese, for Oluebube, for Dami, it's a good time. Make sure you are connected with them, right? This is also supposed to be a networking event. I keep saying it. If I'm you, just as Oluebube said, she said, before you graduate or before you even become the big person, let your manifestation start showing, right? If I'm you, when I come into an event like this, I want to take note of who are the people here? How do I connect with them? How do I collaborate with them? How do we do things together? That's how you brush up yourself. Nobody is born knowing how to do anything. That's something that I know. So the people you see and you admire, oh, they're charismatic, they're confident, they know how to start things. They were not born that way. Iron sharpens iron. So you just have to be willing to be sharpened. That said, thank you so much for showing up. Can you turn on your camera so that we do a picture? You saw the picture I sent to you guys. That was from the last alumni event. I always like taking pictures. So as many people as can turn on their camera, let's do another picture so that by the time I send you this video, I would send it with the picture. So I'm going to send you a link of this video on YouTube. You'll get it definitely before the next event. And if you would like to speak on this event, we actually have forms. Like there's no special person. People like Ma Therese, I have to specially go and ask her because she's very special. I say, Ma, please come. We need to learn from you. But if you like to speak, you can also reach out to me to say, hey, I want to be on the series. I have a message I want to share. We'll find time for you. You need to also be proactive to say, this monthly to monthly thing, I also want my story to be heard. I also want to share my own voice. So feel free to reach out. It's not for any select or special group of people, right? It's open to all of us because we are all part of this community. All right, so turn on your camera. I can snip it later for the picture. Oh, my Bironka is right there in the middle with her picture. That's beautiful. All right, so let's smile. Beautiful. Now I can snip it. Okay, thank you all for coming. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Please, let's stay connected. Let's support each other. Let's work together. Let's just know that honestly, we are stronger together. That's just one good thing. And unless we begin to imbibe that habit of talking and connecting with people, you don't know where your next opportunity will come from. It may just be someone that is in the same room with you here, but you have to have the willingness to put yourself out there. Thank you all so much. God bless you. Have a good rest of your day. Bye, everyone.